Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Jamie's going to come on and sing us a song to welcome us in. Welcome us in.
Well, like a sim.
Exactly. Take it away, James. Mr.
Bless your
James
heart.
Lula.
Thank you, bless you. Ooh, love is my choice. Love is my decision. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. I wish you love, 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 love. I wish you faith in yourself to reveal all that you've come here to be. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Oh. I wish you strength. I wish you courage. Wish you love, 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 love. I wish you purpose to create all your dreams and co-conspire with the light of your life. Oh, love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Oh, your answers to eternity are always deep inside you. Their freedom of expression is yours to choose right now. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Yeah. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Oh, love is my choice. Love is my decision. Yeah, love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion.
And hallelujah and hello. Love that song.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And what provocative lyrics, because if we were to listen to them solely through the emotional aspect of love, right, that has a meaning, and then if we open up to a deeper love, which I believe there's a song title that, right? But a deeper love, which is considered the agape love, right? That which is the spirit itself. Dr. Ernest Holmes defines it as the self-givingness of spirit, whose desire is to create more of itself.
Yes.
Basically paraphrasing that, and it does that through you and through me.
Yes. Absolutely.
So it's letting the spirit flow. I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm so happy to be here with you and your
Been
beautiful head
a
of
fun
hair.
journey of confirming and reconfirming June 2nd, right? So,
There you go. There you go. There you go. Bless
so
your
happy
heart.
to have you here. So
Thank
we're
you.
going to have a fun day today.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Yeah, same here. Look, see you in just a bit. So that's Jamie Lula, everyone. And Jamie Lula is a mainstay and a shining light in the metaphysical New Thought movement, which is what we are here at the Center for Spiritual Living. We're a part of that movement, which is a collective of communities from around the world that come together to honor the love that is within each and every one of us as a force, not just simply as an emotion, but also to honor that force that we call God, among many other things. And it is that which is omnipresent. It is that which is infinite by nature. It is that which is fully expressing itself through and as you and me. And we both experience it and express it through our thinking, our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, our reactions, and our interactions with the very thing itself. Today, I honor you for making the choice to take this time in your life for us to come together as a community known as the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles, and to remember who we are as divine beings, and then to use that which is sparked within us as an impetus to use the power in a new way each and every day to the best of our ability, so that we may be co-creators into the life that we desire to experience and express, and to have a totality of mind that is prepared to the best of our ability to navigate life and its conditions and experiences that show up in a way that we remember, and remember that we remember that love is our nature. So welcome. Welcome from wherever you may be coming. Happy Gay, well, actually this is called Pride, but happy Pride, which is kicked off in the month of June. And throughout this service, as we are virtually Zooming it and through YouTube, you may occasionally hear some toot, 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 or some boom, 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 or a helicopter overhead, because my house is very, very, very close to where the Pride Festival and parade kicks off in the city of West Hollywood, California. So let's all be proud and express our pride and have a great time together today. I'm going to put on the screen right now our opening slides for our service, and we shall begin this part of our service as we honor and welcome each and every individual. So we are a community known as the Center for Spiritual Living Los Angeles that's supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. We like to come together and honor each other as we open the service and acknowledge the power and the presence that exists within each and every one of us. So I invite you, no matter where you are, unless you're driving down the road with your hands on the wheel of a vehicle, to open your hands up, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring them together in prayer position. Exhaling again, taking another deep breath in and interpreting the image on the screen of the beloved being, leaning forward, saying namaste, feeling the energy as we express it, and then take it back in, saying namaste again, in the form of a greeting with an underlying meaning of I bow to thee, and that which is within me honors and acknowledges that which is within you. It's the one continuity of energy called life itself. And so we say hello to each other and welcome us into the space, knowing that it is indeed a happy day. And as Jamie just sang about, love is that which takes us through life itself, and that we have such an opportunity to express it, to experience it, and to honor it. As a community, we welcome all races, all religions, all countries of origin, all sexual orientations, all genders, all abilities. We stand with you, and you are safe here among us and with us, for we honor your uniqueness. As I walked out through Gay Pride yesterday, I'm going to call it that because that's what it is to me, and came back, took my beloved Sweeney with me. Several of my friends said, well, what did you find and what did you acknowledge? And I said, I acknowledge that Spirit has indeed placed the stamp of individuality upon itself, and it's expressing itself in all of its totality on Santa Monica Boulevard. That is a good thing. And so as a community and being in that right mind, let's all affirm together out loud. We welcome one and we welcome all. As a community, we've come together for over 30 years, and metaphysical communities have come together for well over 100 now, or close to 100, to look at and teach primarily the philosophy in our system of Dr. Ernest Holmes, who created the collective called the Science of Mind. You'll hear a lot about that today. Science of Mind, at its very core belief, is this: change your thinking, change your life. Why does that matter? Because we have the ability to use our mind in ways to co-create our life's experience. That means as we tend to our thinking, our beliefs, our actions, our reactions, our interactions with the very thing itself, it responds to us. That's because we live in a universe that's governed by spiritual law, and it responds to us by bringing forth through us an experience that is reflective of how we're choosing to be, to live, to express, and to experience. And so what's called upon us is to pay attention to how we use our mind, how we use our being, and to use our mind in a way that not only propagates good, but when we find ourselves falling short in mind, meaning feeling as if we're not living up to the highest vibration or highest thinking that we can do, to forgive ourselves, to change our thinking and start anew. Jamie was sharing with us this morning in our sound check a practice he had this morning that helped him change his way of thinking, ultimately changing his state of mind. So as a result of that, we like to put our vision statement into play, which I shared with you earlier, which is supporting individuals finding their personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Supporting individuals on their journey of finding personal self-empowerment through a spiritual awakening. Should we but open up to that in a way that brings us joy as often as possible, we all shall indeed become more spiritually awake and alert and in tune, ultimately finding and experiencing greater personal self-empowerment. A way that we do that here is through our morning ritual. It's called calling in the light. And I invite us to look at the flickering flame on the screen as it sits atop the orb itself, both being a metaphor for the light of life itself and that which is connected to all of life. And let's remember together that this light that we see is the light that is within each and every one of us. And so we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. So the purpose of this ritual was to draw into our gathering this morning a more conscious awareness of our oneness. I invite us to hear that again, to invite in a more conscious awareness of our oneness and the qualities that we possess as complete expressions of the divine, which include but are not limited to peace and power, beauty and joy, and light and life and wisdom, and as Jamie's going to sing about in a moment, love. And so as we feel the vibration shift during this experience, may we each become ever more aware of the light of life that is expressing itself in all of its totality as you and as me. Let's also bring into our mind's eye anyone that we would like to have experience healing in this moment. And Jamie's going to come on and take us through the chant this morning that's different from calling in the light, but one that's going to be new and wonderful for us to gain this new perspective. He'll guide us along, and at the end of that, we'll close out our ritual.
The lyric is easy. God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. God is the love that I am. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love that I am. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love. God is the love that I am.
And so I invite each of us to look into the screen and to see the image of these hands cupped together that's radiating the light of life, the love that we are. And as we look into this animated image and we see the particles of light rising from the cupped hands, we let that be an example to us as we move about life, that we are indeed radiating energy. It is the same energy that is one with the cosmos. Matters not what we call it. Yahweh, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, light, source, the thing itself. But it matters greatly that we call upon it. Call upon it to activate and reactivate our awareness of it, and then our intention to use it with purpose, to use it with compassion, to use it with kindness, not just to others, always to the best of our ability, to others, but to ourselves as well. Because remembering that it's through the conscious choice of act, conscious choice of how we use the power, our conscious choice of expression and gratitude and forgiveness, that we awaken to the nature of it, which is within us. And so we let this image today make an imprint into our psyche, our soul, our being, and our consciousness, and we let it guide us throughout the day ahead to let our light shine. That's what's taking place in the image. We let it be, as we say together, and so it is. Thank you, Jamie. Love your chat. So everyone, welcome. Thank you all for being here today. I'm so happy you're here, and I know that we're coming together for a divine purpose of doing just as I addressed in our spiritual mind treatment affirmative prayer, of acknowledging the energy from our own cupped hands and sharing that out to the universe, and then opening up and letting it come back to us, the flow of life itself. Jamie's going to come on and sing another song for us, and we know we will affirm that it fits perfectly into the groove of what's unfolding today. You ready to groove, brother man?
Yes, I am ready to groove.
Groove it out.
Something's calling me to groove.
You know I love this song.
I love this song too. It came out of a prayer. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can feel my heart begin to pound. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night, my soul, it wanders. Can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, hold me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these blues. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I give my life, I give my love to you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I surrender my life to you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Patience is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Compassion's calling me, peace keeps calling me, America's calling me. What keeps calling you a little bit deeper than you've ever been before? God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before. Ooh, thank you for calling me. Thank you for calling me.
And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
That song is so touching. So touching. And the piece to it that I love so much is the instruction, right, of the willingness to surrender to go deeper.
Yeah. Get me behind me, you know. It's like
Right.
ego, get thee behind me. And
Right.
and I mean, just the whole concept of surrender, having growing up culturally felt like giving up, but it's like it's really giving in and giving over to something greater moving through me and
Yeah.
through us. Yeah.
Yeah, to us. The key is opening
Yes.
up to it and being willing. So,
Yes. Absolutely.
yeah. Cool. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. I love the way that those lyrics wove together a theme of calling, of opening up, of surrendering. And even when the lyrics stated, oh Lord, that word obviously can have some triggering for those of us in metaphysics. And it took me back to where we were last week when I took us into a deep review of kind of the origin of how science of mind came to be in some of Ernest Holmes' writings. And I'm going to use a bit of that today to hopefully weave together for all of us a journey of application and experience of how to use our mind, our willingness, our ability, our power to surrender to that. Holmes said in these quotes that I used last week that if we were to trace back the human's history into the dim past, we'd come to a place where they did not consciously know themselves. And I talked about that I invited all of us for the week to come to be open to knowing ourselves in a new way. He went on to write, we should come to a place where instinctive man, meaning human, alone existed. We should come to a place where instinctive man alone existed, for the self-conscious man, the human, had not yet evolved. Nothing can be more apparent than that human, as they now appear, is the result of growth and unfoldment. But in order to unfold, the human had to have something from which to unfold. And since the human is intelligence, he must have unfolded from an intelligent cause. That intelligent cause is that which is within us, that is responding to that calling, while at the same time is the thing that is seeking the calling and the answer. He went on to write that instinctive man then means that inner something or life which we do not see, but which of course is there. Over the last week, really the last 2 weeks, one of my personal practices has been to remember that it's there and then to practice it as being there and to open up to a new experience of it without judging any past experiences or being attached to new experiences. Just having those as a result of the willingness to open up, the willingness to have a new perspective, the willingness to be quiet. And I'm not speaking solely of audible. I'm talking about quieting to the best of my ability that which is inside speaking and then listening to it, letting it guide us. That's really the purpose, I believe, of the song that Jamie just sang. It's like, not only is something calling me, but I'm here to listen to it and let it guide me and then act in accordance to the listening and the feeling of that. I've been working with a hypnotherapist personally over the last couple of weeks, and I've worked with him many times before for my own personal growth. And he's going to be our guest 2 weeks from now on our conversations with Dr. Keith. But I'm sharing that with you because one of the things that I want to have show up in my personal life is that trust in my intuitive nature. It's to let myself be guided into using the power within me in ways that is bringing forth experiences that I desire, much like we all are. How do we do that? Well, I believe that we do that first and foremost by being willing to stay as present as possible within each moment. I have an article I want to share in our newsletter tomorrow, and I'm going to read it now, that we've used years ago, but I think it's very pertinent and appropriate in this moment. It's this. And it's the preface to it that I write is, the events, circumstances, and conditions in the world are most unique right now. And this week, things may find a fever pitch. That's every week in the US of A right now. In the teachings of the science of mind and other related new thought philosophies, we are taught we are co-creators of our reality through our thoughts and beliefs. And we infinitely have the capacity to think anew. Personally, I've committed to remember who I am in the now on this journey. Hence the reason I feel this is appropriate, because I've recommitted to this for us. The excerpt below by Dr. Ernest Holmes is a great reminder of the power that resides within us. Here's what Holmes writes. The only time we ever have is now, the immediate moment. The question that naturally arises then is, how wisely are we using it? Are we retreating into the memory of the past, daydreaming into the future? We do not want to encumber this eternal moment of ours with vague dreams of tomorrow, nor clutter it up with refuse from the past. Thank you, Ernie. We can neither live in the past nor the future, but the thoughts of the past and the future can color and contaminate our emotional and mental outlook, that our reaction to this moment, each moment we have, will be a thing of despair rather than one of joy. If we should have an unlimited mental acceptance for all good things for ourselves, is not the very act of acceptance a direction for the law of mind to produce more moments like this one? He's telling us to have an acceptance in mind that something deeper is calling us. It's that depth of mind that we're wanting to mine, M-I-N-E, so that we may bring it into our awareness, and that the law of mind then responds to. He goes to say, would not such an acceptance of this ability to direct the law of mind have to be one that affirmed that we right now possess the desired good? Not tomorrow, not the next day, for they never come. When there is such an acceptance good, it must be on the basis of believe that you have that now. What he's telling us here is the very premise and foundation of our teaching is to believe that all good exists now. You and I get to decide how we define good, but it's all there, waiting for the calling from within us to be revealed through us. The only way it can happen. It's much like the definition of love, which is self-givingness of spirit. Love is just a word. It's all the other good in the universe is there within us, calling forth to be expressed. You and I have to be the conscious participant to being the conduit by which it expresses itself. Because I'm going to say, this does not mean that every moment of our lives will be filled with complete happiness, with everything that the heart can desire. However, we should learn to take from each moment only the joy, the lesson, the good that is in it. If we take only the bad, it's not out of this bad that the next moment will be born, right? Life is often a bed of roses only when we're willing to pick the thorns out of our flesh and throw them away. What I believe Holmes is telling us there is that it's important for us to trust the power within us, to declare and affirm and reaffirm and redeclare that we are one with that which is perfection, wholeness, and completeness. Not as some esoteric idea, but as a spiritual truth that we own, that we believe, that we allow to be a visceral part of who we are, to be the foundation from how we then engage life as often and as frequently as possible. And when we find the thorns, to pick them out and allow the rosebud to emerge. Remember, as in A Course in Miracles, it tells us that a miracle, which is what we're all always seeking in the sense of something that is presently not in the moment experientially. But according to A Course in Miracles, a miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love, from a belief in what is not real to a faith in that which is. That shift in perception changes everything. I believe what we're called to tune into and to do and to redo is, and re-practice is our spiritual practices, is to consistently and constantly ask ourselves, what do we believe in this moment? What are we willing to trust? How can we see things in you, and how can we open to the miracle? How can we allow the instinctive human that is within us guide us? How can we tune into that inner something? Well, one of the ways that I do it is through music. Just as I was hearing Jamie sing the song, Something Deep is Calling Me, I flashed back on many times in the past where I've used that song as a mantra, as a prayer. But another way that I do it, and I like to use as an example for you and I, here is the shuffling of the Science of Mind cards, not believing that they have some mystical, magical power, like, we'll just leave it at that, but that it's a great tool when you and I are at a crux in our lives to want to experience the miracle, to play in this realm so that it can remind us of the intelligence and the wisdom and the guidance that's there for us. We're about willing to open up to it. I use it in counseling oftentimes as a tool to be an impetus for what it needs to be or wants to be discussed. So let's see what card I pull right now is something that you or I are ready to listen to. And by the way, if you're some question that you want answered today, feel free to throw that in the chat window and we'll get to it. The first card I pulled from these Science of Mind Wisdom cards is called Experience. Ties into what Holmes was talking about. On the back it states, never limit your view of life by any past experience. I think that is one of the most challenging things to do in life. And certainly for those of us that are over 50, I'll put it that way, because we've lived full lives and so often we've had pain and joy. And it seems to be a part of our visceral DNA as well, or certainly our experiential DNA. And yet, we can't let anything that has happened before limit our view, our perspective really, of what's possible. And to remember that sometimes what's happened in the past can be an example of what's possible, but let's not let it be a limiting view. And to remember that each moment holds for us an opportunity to experience and to express the divine anew. I encourage each of us as we go about our daily activities to find new ways to see and feel and hear and experience and express the divine. I watched a gentleman stop yesterday and smell a rose and with his dog, and it brought such joy to my heart to watch this. And I said to him, when I couldn't keep my mouth shut, well, I think you missed the best rose. There's one down here that's bigger and red. Like, what a stupid statement to say, in the sense that who am I to determine what's the best rose? I share the whole experience of this with you because if I had listened to my instinctive human, I could have just felt the joy and witnessed it and then done whatever, right? But let the moment lie there as a moment of acknowledging that which is within. But then once I expressed myself and I saw him turn around and look at me like, just shut up, man, right? I also had an opportunity, as we all do before us, to sit in judgment of that which had unfolded or forgive myself and like, okay, that happened. Let's keep walking. There's going to be another rose down the road. Of course there was. Something deeper is calling me each moment by moment by moment by moment. Next card, solace to the mind. Of course, right? That's that listening part. Holmes writes, it's a solace to the mind when we come to understand that all human limitation from the standpoint of the divinity within us is unnecessary. But I believe that as humans, oftentimes we want to look at limitation in that way, in this macrocosm way. Not that there's anything wrong in that, but how do we solve homelessness? How do we solve world hunger? All of which is true. But limitation is also those moments of judging ourselves after telling the guy he smelled the wrong rose, or waking up in the morning and questioning what our purpose on earth is, or wondering whether or not when we lean into and say there's something deep within me that's calling me, do we feel worthy of listening to that? It's the moment by moment by moment practice of tuning into that which is limitless, where we're able to create that shift in perspective, ultimately experiencing the miracle. Obviously, my point today is, as you and I continue on our journey of discovering ourselves, as Home told us that is our journey in life, to do that to the best of our ability, moment by moment by moment by moment. Next card, that there's choice. It's kind of wild how this works, right? Because it's all mind. There is choice. He goes on to tell us, I can't turn it around and show you because I can't read it. Every day, every moment, every second, there is choice. If it were not so, we would not be individuals. Holmes tells us right here. The answer is that the instinctive man, the human, is perfect. But as soon as individuality is evolved, we must be left alone to discover ourselves. In other words, we must make a choice to remember and honor that perfection within us. I've shared with you all for years how when I would hear us say in this teaching, I'm perfect, whole, and complete, I would think, not really. No, I'm not. But it's understanding that we're speaking of that which we are imbued with, the qualities of the divine by which we are because we are that which is living and expressing it. And oftentimes, the choices that we make don't reflect that, so therefore our experience of life seems less than godly. But what we're provided with in that moment is the opportunity to make a different choice. Remember Gary Zukav, choice is the engine of evolution. If you choose wisely, you will evolve wisely. If you choose consciously, you will evolve consciously. If you choose unconsciously, you will evolve unconsciously. He goes on to say, consciously is far better than unconsciously, trust me, been there, done that. And then, Zukav tells us, choice is the second greatest gift we've been given, second only to the gift of life itself. So often in life we want to think that there's simplicity in this teaching, and there is. In its very elementary, fundamental way, change your thinking, change your life. We talked about that with Dr. David Leonard recently from the Stuart Grayson quotes of, there's three sides to our teaching. The mental side, change your thinking, change your life, the lowest level. The second, the religious side, there's a power for good and you can use it. And then the third is the highest evolved place, which is the mystical realization that we're one. And we are each this one. You and I can experience that one in moments just like this of shuffling these cards and opening it up and knowing that the perfect card shows up, demonstrate peace, which moves into that power for good, right? Which says no one can demonstrate peace and cling to unhappiness. I think he's also telling us here, no one can demonstrate understanding and acceptance while clinging to fear. No one can demonstrate love and cling to fear. That's which then takes us back to the mental state, the first level of change your thinking. In the moment, change your thinking. If one doesn't know what to change your thinking to, then you get to ask yourself deep within, there's something deep within me calling me, and it is going to tell me where I can change my thinking. I like to look at it even a little bit different of that. Just in that moment, I want to change my thinking to think what's possible in this moment. What's possible in this moment? Possible in the sense of it's possible that I can have a new perspective. It's possible that I can listen to my intuition. It's possible that it's there guiding me right now. It's possible that in this moment I'm in the perfect place at the perfect time expressing perfection. It's also possible that I need to make a different decision. It's also possible that I need to remember that there's a power for good and I can use it. And I also need to know that it's possible that we are one. It all exists simultaneously. The key is we must be willing to remember it, to hear it, to feel it, and to act in accordance. The eternal quest. I always want to sing the song when I see this card, to dream the impossible dream. What's possible? He writes, we may stumble, we know that, but always there is that eternal voice forever whispering within our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings and sings. Somewhat flowery for Holmes, but let's hear it again. We may stumble in life, but always, always, there is that eternal voice forever whispering within our ear. That thing which causes the eternal quest, the desire to be, to know more of that which we are. And that thing which forever sings and sings. Imagine if you and I were to commit to ourselves that we are going to listen to that voice. I asked us that last week, to be willing to listen to the voice, and then to be willing to listen to the voice, and then listen to it and let it guide us, and then act according to what it's telling us. There are those moments throughout our day that it would behoove us to listen and to trust, whether it's something regarding our mentality or our health, or what road we take when we're driving, or whether to stay away from a dog on the street, or whatever it may be. It's always there guiding us. It's important for us to listen and pay attention and once again act accordingly. Creation. How are we going to reconcile suffering and lack with the goodness of God? The difficulty is solved when we realize that all creation is an effect. One might think that this card should not follow all of these, but what he's reminding us is that the world that we live in and everything that we see and touch and taste and feel is a tangible effect that is a result of the creative process doing its thing. It's doing its thing through you and through me always. And if we don't care for that which we are seeing, touching, tasting, and or feeling, we have the opportunity to think anew. But to always remember, it's that eternal voice that's singing, that's speaking, that's calling us to express itself in the form of a miracle, discovery. They keep coming back up, these words. The first great discovery the human made was that they could think. This was the day when they first said, I am. This marked their first day of personal attainment. The week that we have before us is one where we have opportunity in front of us. We have the opportunity to make a discovery about the creative power within us, about the power that we have, about the use of that power, and to remember that we are one with that which is infinite. And that means that anything and everything that can ever be created is already there or has been created in the essence of mind. And that for you and I to experience it, our role is to call it through us, and then to let the law of life do its thing. I affirm for each one of us that today is the day that you and I listen in a new way going forward. We play with the practical components of this teaching of the science of mind, and we give of our heart, our soul, our being in new ways than ever before, We tune in to when we find ourselves attached to the past, bless it, let it go, and open up to the new. It's in the new where we grow. And I know that we're going to grow together. Thank you. And so it is. Jamie's going to come back and sing another song for us that's going to tie perfectly with all that's been revealed.
I love that. Perfect.
Almost jazz hands.
Jazz hand, exactly. What if it's true? You have everything you need. What if it's true? You could live your wildest dreams. Will you run and hide or go along for the ride? Test the current and tide in the ocean of possibilities. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite striving is you? What if it's true that there's never need for shame? What if it's true that there's power in your pain? Will you run and hide or go along for the ride? Trust the current and tide in the ocean of possibilities. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite striving is you? Shadow and light, yin and the yang are all part of you. The past is the past, we all make mistakes, it isn't your truth. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite striving is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that your soul's so much larger than you? What if you knew? What if you knew your design is divine? Yes, it's true. What if you knew? What if you knew? Oh, what if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew?
Jazz hands. I love that. What if you knew? What if you knew that you knew that you knew?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for being here. I know you've got some adventures in front of you today. You're headed down to sing at the Holmes Institute's graduation. Where is that being held?
At Seaside Center for Spiritual Living in Encinitas. So it's a
Encinitas.
drive. I'm holding that the traffic is going to part like Moses parting the Red Sea.
Yes, it's going to be an easy drive for you. Easy
Grace
drive.
and ease.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and then you're off to see and spend time with your beloved mother.
My 95-year-old mother, who is been having some challenges, but I talked to her this morning. She said, "I'm so looking forward to see you." So,
Well, good.
I'm still her baby.
Oh, good. Are you the youngest?
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Were you a wild child or a good child?
I think I was pretty good. I mean, there was a certain wildness, but I was actually pretty good. It wasn't that difficult.
Good.
Yeah.
I was a mischievous good. So,
Yeah, I think there was some
what
mischief
state
going
is it
on.
again you're going to?
Michigan. Port Huron, Michigan is where my
Jamie
sister,
just
my mom
froze.
lives with my sister. Yeah. What's that?
Well, I know I haven't frozen. You froze there for a moment, Jamie.
You've frozen on me right now. You've got this look on your face.
That's you did too. That's so weird. What if you knew?
What if you knew?
What if you knew? Well, thank you all for being here. Sherry's joining us. She's turning her camera on. So now Jamie turned his off. It's me again. Well, thank you all for being here. Big thank you to Jamie. Thank you to Travis. Thank you to Robert. All of you. May we all have a great week ahead of us. We'll be back in person next week at Congregation Colomia. It is LA Pride in Hollywood. So if you're coming through Hollywood, make plans accordingly, transportation-wise. It'll be a wonderful day together. Our musician next week is James Harper. And then the following Sunday, as I said, we have conversations with Dr. Keith continuing, and we're going to have the one and only Ian Anderson, who's a licensed hypnotherapist. And his work that he does is based in metaphysics. That's not just hypnotherapist. It's all done metaphysics. Wonderful, 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 wonderful being. I look forward to sharing that time.
So it's not the guy from Jethro Tull.
It's not.
Oh, okay. Just that would be cool. Play the
It would be, wouldn't it?
Sorry, that was bad.
Is that person still walking Mother Earth?
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Still touring, too.
Good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, God, Jethro Tull. It was a concert in the 70s. So anyway, if you'd like to support us financially, you can go to our website, csl-la.org, as well as you can use our app in the App Store or mail a check to us. All that information is on our website, csl-la.org. Know that all that you contribute financially, emotionally, personally is all deeply, deeply, deeply appreciated and acknowledged and put to good use. And so we have our new thought texts for the day that go out each morning, Wednesday mid-morning meditation at 8:30. Newsletter goes out tomorrow, and everybody have a fantastic week. I'm going to close out with an affirmative prayer meditation, and if Jamie feels so compelled, he can throw a song for us at the end. So let's all know together that today we've been inspired to live life anew, and that we are choosing to consciously let go of any judgment or angst or pain or misgiving or doubt that exists in our life. And that we get excited about the adventure of being experimental with this teaching. That we open ourselves up to seeing life from a new perspective. And reveling in the past, but not letting it be an anchor for us. As I shared with Ian recently, I was seeing myself as the elephant under the circus tent, attached by a tiny little gold chain to a stake in the ground. Obviously a visual metaphor for letting the past hold me back or hold us back. I affirm for all of us today, we are free. There's no mental illusions by which we're tapping into or hanging on to prevent us from expressing the totality of the divine that exists within us. We listen to this instinctive being of energy that's within us, this inner something, and we let it guide us. We listen and then act in accordance to that which it provides us with. We remember that at our core, we are perfect, we are whole, we are complete. That's the foundation from where we move and groove and have our being. We let it be and say together, amen, and so it is.
And so it is. Amen. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. Oh, we are the harvest we reap. Oh, we are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. blessings, y'all.
So it is. Peace out. Thank you all.